my name is Margaux, or Margaux if you're Chilean. I am officially a commissioning engineer. That's not a word. Okay, woo! Aye. Is there enough, screen here? How big is my face gonna be? Ah! Nailed it. Hi, my name is Margaux, or Margaux if you're Chilean. I'm officially a commissioning engineer for the Rubin Observatory, but I've worn a couple of different hats on this project. Red hats and blue hats, one hat and two hats, soft hats, hard hats, near hats, far hats, and I've also had a couple of different jobs. I started out 6 years ago on the LSST camera team at SLAC, then transitioned to planning commissioning activities at the summit, and finally actually moved down here to Chile to do all of that work. But I'm perhaps best known on this project for a certain infamous talk that I delivered 3 short years ago at the Project and Community Workshop. In case you missed it, the answer is 240. I would just like to take this opportunity to clarify that I do not in fact own any corgis, nor would I consider myself a particular fan. I just happened upon this adorable photo on the internet that I really wanted to use in a technical talk, and that's the whole story. In a similar vein, one of the Rubin-related things that I am most proud of from this last year is an overview video that I created to answer some of the important questions, like, compared to other instruments, how fast is the LSST camera's readout speed? And, if necessary, how many elephants could the Rubin Observatory platform lift actually handle? But in all seriousness, if you're looking for a simple but entertaining way to explain what we're trying to do on this project or why we're even building a new observatory in the first place, feel free to send along the link. When I'm not coaxing corgis into cameras or making videos, I do actually get some real work done. I have a master's degree in mechanical engineering, and I spend most of my working hours designing hardware, building said hardware, testing it, fixing everything that I broke, writing procedures, carefully planning when all of that work is going to happen, immediately throwing away the plans, and updating JIRA. One of the things I've been working on this last year is the camera shipping container, which will be used to transport the camera from SLAC in California, where it's being built, down to the observatory in Chile. Turns out this camera is pretty valuable and just a wee bit fragile. So in order to test out the vibration isolation system, as well as all of the handling procedures, we're going to do a test shipment ahead of time with a dummy mass. And then we can use the data from that to make any upgrades to the container before the shipment of the real camera. The other thing I've been working on is the commissioning camera, or ComCam, which is a mini version of the real camera that will be put on the telescope ahead of time to do some testing. By mini, I really only mean the focal plane. ComCam has only 9 sensors versus LSST cam's 189, but other than that, it's the same size and weight as the real camera, has the same center of gravity, and can fit the same number of corgis. Theoretically, we'll be putting ComCam up on the telescope later this year, or early next year, and I am super excited about it, especially for picking out which hat to wear for the occasion. When I'm not working, you can usually find me adventuring in the mountains. The goal is to get up the mountain, and then back down the mountain to where you started, pretty much any way you want. Some of my favorites include skiing, climbing, and hiking, although it doesn't always work out. Unfortunately, I've had less time to do that in the last year and a bit because I've been super busy playing for the Club Deportes La Serena women's football team, which has been a really fun way to integrate myself into the culture and community here in Chile, and has been a bit of a crash course in locker room Spanish. This is supposed to be a lightning talk, so I will leave it at that and get back to my real job of getting this observatory ready to learn some science.